huh?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Hey, you only get what you pay for.
I think we need to triple your salary, Peter.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Okay,
All
my
that money
face.
that
Can
he
we click
won.
on got it so I can see the screen? I have a
Huh?
message. I have a
You
message
click
in the
on
middle of the image saying,
You
That
can
this
just
needs-
click on it.
You
Just
click
click
oh, I
on
can
it.
click on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot on my
I see.
screen.
Okay, now we're good. We're good.
No, I got a recording message on mine. I had to turn it off. That's okay.
All right, cool. This is my face in the rock. Reminds me of those, what do you call those things where you like put your face and there's like thousands of pins and it gives you the
Oh,
look.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
don't
what
know
it
what they're
reminds me of.
called though.
Well, I love the composition, the angular positioning of you're cutting off the photo or the frame almost in half. It works perfectly. I like the combination of the blue sky with the clouds and this terrain almost has a reddish brown to it. And the
Mhm.
texture on the stone and the tree is, it really makes the image pop.
Beautiful.
Who's the maker?
Well, Peter
Peter
Forsyth,
Prozac.
score of 21, rescore of 20, came in second.
Nice
Well,
job.
you didn't
Peter.
even comment about my face on the rock.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, I can see the face.
How did you put your face on the rock, Peter?
I put my face on the rock and then kind of smoothed it out and set the transparency and, until I just got it right.
That's
So you did that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was The Rock.
Me
No,
too.
it's me.
Or did you? I thought that was
Yeah, I
just-
thought it was
looked
The
like
Rock.
that.
That's why I called it my face on the rock.
Oh,
Well,
Okay.
it doesn't
Okay,
look
I
like
see
you.
it
Well,
It
Peter,
doesn't do much for your complexion, Peter.
no, it's a little rocky, but
Um,
It
did
added
you
a few
add-
wrinkles,
You
Peter,
need
did
too.
some
you add the-
or something.
Okay,
Did you
not
add the
not to
birds?
sound mean, but there's really no resemblance.
well, I think that's a compliment.
Yes, yes. I mean.
Yeah, what
go
about
ahead.
the birds?
Did you
I put
add the
those in there,
birds?
too.
on the
He
sky?
he added the birds. He added the
Yeah.
sky.
I did.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
This was going to be my picture for last month for a self-portrait.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would've been well. I
But
think it-
since nobody saw my face in the rock, it probably wouldn't have done well.
Wouldn't have scored very well.
I
It-
think
Not
it
really.
blends- it blends
You know?
in too much. I mean, till you said it, I didn't see it.
all I saw was two eyes and a mouth.
Yeah, see, I
all
saw a face too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
didn't
a
know it was
face.
Peter. Yeah.
But I didn't know it's Peter. It looks almost like a gorilla.
Well,
Two
it's my
gorilla
face
eyes,
in
a
a
flat
rock.
nose, and it's a gorilla face on a rock.
You
Big
can't tell from
ears.
the chiseled features.
There you go.
That's all pictures.
Gives new meaning to chiseled features. That's for sure.
All right.
Big
Nice
ears,
job,
big
Peter.
ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, this is, I like the way that this is divided right in half and that you have the same image top and bottom and you have the reflection of this lady and the lamp and the door and everything kind of divided right there. It really adds a lot of interest to the picture. It would be a great black and white, but in pictorial, we can do black and white or whatever we want. It has, you're trying to figure out what this lady is looking at. You can't take your eyes off her eyes and her looking out of the corner of her eyes and wondering what in the world maybe she's looking at the person that's taking the picture of her. But anyway, it's a well done image. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, score of 21, rescore of 21.
I think it's great.
Nice job.
which was what place?
Is it
Where did you
placed?
take this picture, Robert?
I'm sorry?
No,
Where did you
No,
take
What-
this
what's
photo?
the score?
What was the score?
what did it place when it scored? Was it first place, honorable mention?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Score of 21, rescore 21, first place, yes.
Nice,
There you
nice
go.
job.
All right.
There you
Nice
go.
job.
Nice
There.
job.
Cool, cool. Denise, I'm sorry, would you?
All right.
I asked, where did you capture this image?
Oh, it is Barrio Barista, a little local cafe, and there's a cup right on the right-hand edge with the
Yeah, you
logo.
can see the barrio.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
lady walked in a white pinstriped suit, and man, as soon as I saw her, I was like, I gotta take that photo. Luckily, she sat at the counter with this great reflective surface,
Yeah.
and the rest was being sneaky.
And
Nice
she's-
job,
she-
Robert. Very
She's
nice.
she's eyeing you, Robert. She's really eyeing you.
If
So
she's lying,
Robert,
we see-
how do you
yes.
capture that without her seeing you?
I'm actually sitting at the counter, and luckily when she came in, she sat at the counter. So she's about 3 stools away from me. So I've got the camera on the counter facing her, and I'm doing my composition, on the LCD. And I kind of wait to see what she's done. First, she was just staring at her phone, which is in her hand, and I didn't want that. I wanted a little bit more face. Then she started watching the barista working behind the counter. So I started clicking away while I wasn't even looking at her.
So you didn't know what you were getting, or you did?
Yes and no. Yes, I knew I was composed, but I clicked that shutter about 10 times because she had different facial expressions. So I figured I gotta get one that I really liked, and this was it.
That's nice. Very nice.
So thank you.
Did you have a flip up? I think maybe that will explain. Did you have a flip up LCD?
No, sir. Had it right on the counter. Had the camera right on the counter.
No, I meant the camera.
No.
You didn't have a flip up on your camera?
No, sir. It was just sitting on the counter.
'Cause That's the
I
best
zoomed-
way you can take it, flip up the backside
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then you can look down at
No.
it. They don't know you're taking the picture.
exactly. So like I said, the pinstripe white suit caught my eye. And when I saw the pinstripe, I'm like, you know how hard that is to get for it to show. So I was determined to get the shot.
Nice.
Well, I'll have to tell you, I have to squint real hard to see that pinstripe.
Yeah.
They're
It's
there,
there.
they're there, we're very
It's
clear.
It's there, but it's very, very subtle.
Exactly. That
How
was the
did you
challenge.
How did you get the image so sharp also? Did you do a focus or something before you?
No, this is a single shot. I always, when you're shooting people, always aim for the eye closest to you,
Okay.
and it'll get them really super sharp.
So is this cropped?
Very little.
Okay, and so what's your f-stop to get such good depth of field?
I was at F4, I believe.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the
The
background is
illumination
blurry.
from the lamp helped a lot. So, yeah, and then everything was reflecting off the surface, so it helped with the lighting. I was at an ISO of about 800, I think. You could tell on the reflection, you'll see the grain.
Yeah,
So, but it worked out. I liked what I got out of this one, and I really dig it.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, so do we, because you got first place.
yeah.
Yes, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Whoops. Come on. It, man, there we go. Frosty leaves.
Oh, it's me, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're frosted leaves.
Yeah, they are. I can see them frosted leaves.
You could tell this was not taken recently.
No, and I can't tell if it was just like a treatment to the leaves or if it was actually frost on the leaves. But it's still kind of really cool image. It's got some, I really liked the grain in it. You can see the veins of the leaves, makes those stand out some. It gives you a good edges to keep sharp. It's got the composition I think is pretty easy, except for the gold leaves in the middle. They're a little bit different color and lighter, so that's the focal point. But other than that, I think it's a great image. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, score 17.
Very good, Steve.
Thank you.
Was that during the freeze?
That was in February, early February in Tennessee.
Wow.
At a rest stop.
Is that a red tip? You know?
I don't think it's a red tip, John, but I think the leaves in a red tip are a little bit bigger than this. But
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just a frosty morning that morning. And
I was
You know-
thinking that the gold in the middle was kind of a resemblance of a red tip.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the bronze color of everything else. So that's all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you mean, John.
That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was
The
bird.
dancers.
The dancers. I guess you guys realize that I gravitate toward people photography more. Great subject matter. You know, I like the action. To me, the gentleman's head is, the face is a little soft, but that's, to me, I don't know if everybody sees that. Like I said, I love the subject matter. It makes you wonder what's going on, what kind of festivity it is. And it makes you just look around because that, whatever vehicle that is, now I'm wondering, what is it? I see 4 wheels, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. And I look straight at that reflection, hoping to see the photographer in there of the hubcap, but I can't. But like I said, great subject matter, great placement, right off the center. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, score of 18, rescore of 19.
Give it up, Trish. What's the story?
This was when a number of us went down to Dia de los Muertos down at Hemisphere Park. And they just, this is a little, actually kind of a little trailer that had snacks or something that's right behind them. But there was a little area where a bunch of people were dancing, but it was right at sunset. And this is all in the shade. It was really terrible lighting for the time. So he is a little soft, definitely. But that's what's going on there. There were a couple of people that were dancing to the music that was going on there.
I want the hat.
Right?
Really, I like the hat too.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
Yeah.
Very cool, yeah. Nice.
I doubt that he'll give it up though.
He probably wrote his name on the inside.
Intimate peak.
Well, this is one of my favorite images. I don't think it scored very well. I'm not exactly sure why. It has a really moody vintage look to it. And, to capture the people in the back, looking at each other and have that cool light on her face and those dice up in front and the old car and the kind of blown out background. Just to me, it's a wonderful, like I say, vintage image. And I think it's well done. Who's the maker?
Myself, score of 19, third place.
Let's go on, Tammy. This
Beautiful.
reminds me of the 1950s.
Yeah.
I love it.
It looks like the gear shift is on the column there.
Yeah.
And
Three on the
Three
tree.
on, three on the tree.
Yeah. All right, I have a question. This is obviously for wedding and staged.
It was a styled shoot.
Okay. I
Yeah.
dig it.
Nice job, Tammy.
Yeah, I really dig it.
It's good treatment.
Yes, the sky in the background doesn't bother me. You have definition of the roof of the car. It's gorgeous. I love it too.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the colors, a kind of a pastel palette there. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
kind of blue and purple.
Where was I? I would have taken that picture too.
It reminds me of Happy Days. You know that TV program? with Ron Howard. Happy
It
Days?
was a cool car.
Wow.
I bet it was.
And it was a
Looks like a-
hot day, if I remember right.
Looks like a turquoise Chevy.
Yeah, it's a 57 Bel Air.
Ooh.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Now, one question. You said it was a lifestyle shoot. Did you direct them or was this, they did their own thing and you captured?
They just got in the car and started doing whatever.
ooh,
Whatever comes natural.
how long were you watching?
Long enough to get some good photos.
There you go. There you go.
Was
It
this
has that-
before the wedding or after the wedding?
Yeah, Yeah, it has that bleach Kodachrome effect to it, or Ektachrome.
Yeah,
It's an interesting,
well done.
Thank
it's,
you.
it's such a mood. It's just such a mood picture.
Mhm, I agree.
And by the way, a very popular style with young people.
Really?
It
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Yeah, oh, it is, definitely.
I learned that at my last fair where young people just kind of really gravitated. Kimberly Clark was there, and her style is kind of a faded,
Almost a washed
Old.
out look, right?
washed out look.
Yeah.
And the young people just gravitate. Now, me, I do pressed flowers in glass. I brought out some of my oldest faded pieces that I haven't been able to sell in years. And young people came in, gravitated right to that, picked up that, and just loved the pastel look of it. So
Oh, yeah.
Hmm,
All right, Peter.
So I have two questions.
good salesmanship.
First, where did you get the car? How did you get the car?
It was provided with the shoot because it's a styled shoot. So photographers come in and shoot with the couples that they have already modeling and everything. So it was part of the venue shoot.
So then, second question then. So the focus is on the dice or on the steering wheel, it looks like. Since you're shooting through the windshield, I wonder if you'd have to do a manual focus to get the couple in focus, or would the autofocus pick up the faces through the glass?
That I don't know. I was actually going for focusing on the dice.
Oh, yeah.
That was my goal, was to focus on the
Oh.
dice and then have them just kind of in the background.
That's very nice.
Hey, Patrick,
Yeah,
I
and that's
shot
nice.
I shot with her at the same time, and I think I got them in focus. I shot both, some with them in focus and some with the dice in focus.
Using autofocus.
Yeah, I rarely use anything else.
Yeah, either way would work, depending on what you want. I was just curious. I've never shot through glass like that, and I don't know how autofocus would work in that situation.
I would have used a polarizer to take some of the glare off the glass, but
then it would have ruined the picture.
well, it would change the color of the picture.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would ruin
you
it.
lost his mood for sure. Yeah.
You would have lost the mood.
This was an
Exactly.
attention getter. It really grabbed my attention. Well done.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, put it in the oven. Cats will get into it. Here, do that with mine too. Yeah, well, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, monochrome. World's Woman Day March.
It's mine.
Yep.
I guess I'm next anyway.
Thank you.
Oh, I really liked this picture. It's a great storytelling picture. It's get some good focus on it. The lady in the very front, who I think I know, I'm not sure. But the middle ladies in the middle are fairly in focus, and the ones in the back are not. But you can actually see what's going on.
Yeah.
You can tell it's I would say not really a protest march, but they're trying to get something idea across. And it's really working very well. Marching down, I guess it's Houston Street, right? Yeah. So it's a very nice picture. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, score of 18.
That's who I thought. So.
And yes, if you guys don't recognize the lady at the front, she was a member for a very short period of time, Gabriella.
Yeah.
She passed away last year. So she wanted to tag along when I told her I was going to the World Women's March.
That's okay. I know I recognized her, but I just wasn't sure from where.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun walking backwards trying to get pictures of the crowd,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Well, you
don't
did a
forget
great
what's
job.
that.
Thank you. I had fun at this.
Yeah. Well, with her arm raised and everything, she's dynamic. It's a photojournalism.
Yeah.
I thought so, but we know I love that category, but we no longer have it. But so I decided to put it in monochrome.
Sure.
So
Yeah, why not?
I enjoy these shots.
Oscar.
Okay, Busker, right, Busker. You know, I think
Busker.
Busker. I think somebody defined that, the meaning of it at one time or another, I think.
Yeah.
Like a street performer, is that right?
Street performer,
Performer,
is
yeah.
busker, yeah,
The street
Yeah, yeah.
performer, yeah.
street performer,
Okay,
They're busking for money.
yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, it's self-explanatory with the guitar case or whatever, that violin, cello, I guess.
Mhm,
Incredible, what instruments have become today, you know?
mhm.
If you can see it's got the shape of the outer shape of a cello, I think, but there's nothing, you know, to keep you from looking through it.
It's because it's an electric cello.
Hello.
Mhm.
An electric cello, thank you.
Mhm.
I love the black and white. I like the composition. You know, I get the angle you were in, but I would have loved him a little bit more, not at the center, but a little further in. But I do like the angle, and it's low enough for me where you could see that facial expression, his little, you know, what do you call it, case for monetary.
Mhm.
And just the people around him, man, not like, so these guys just do not look happy that he's there, just taking a quick glance at him. It's a good shot. Who's the maker?
Ernie Climas, score of 17.
Cool. Very nicely done. Where is this at, Ernie?
London,
Oh, cool.
I could tell it wasn't the US, but I wasn't sure where it was.
I like the guy with the I guess they're shorts with these high tops. He looks grungy,
He does.
but I like the expression on the celloist.
Me too.
that was the
Wow.
reason for the
Passion
shot.
in his face.
Yeah, see, that's what I look for, facial expressions, you know?
Yeah.
The gnarlier, the better.
He's lost in the music.
Yes, sir.
He's just,
I debated trying to fade the background. And I said, well, no, I gotta keep the people in.
Yeah.
Kind of
I would have cropped some of that off the top though. I mean, when we were looking at it yesterday, something happened. Ken got up and walked away, and something happened. It zoomed in.
Yeah.
The bottom came up to the bottom of the case, and then the top came down to the top of those columns. And I actually liked the top of the columns gone. You need the bottom of the case though. You need this front part right here.
Yeah,
Take the top of the column off just to cut the top and leave the people. I think that
Yeah.
would have been a little
made
bit
it-
better.
Yeah, a little more dramatic.
Yeah.
Very cool.
we talk about framing up the picture to begin with. I wonder if the photographer had moved a little more to the left, you know, to align the, you know, the case with the musician, and then you wouldn't have had so much background stuff, perhaps.
Probably wouldn't have all the people though either. So
Well, yes, yeah.
we would have lost the guy in the shorts with the tennis shoes.
Right, and maybe even wait a few moments for a different group to be there or whatever, you know. There's all kinds of choices as you're making the photograph, but
Yeah. When I do stuff like this, I like to do 3 or 4 shots and just start walking around. And then
Mhm.
I pick one I like.
There you go.
But it's a great shot though.
thank
Definitely.
you.
interesting.
Angkor Wat Temple.
Well, John, you have to take this one.
Okay. Let's see. No, this is, I need to tear this apart. This is a Peter one.
No kidding.
I really like this because I like the feel of it, the graininess of the window, the graininess of the temple behind it, and the sky. It all kind of blends together, but it doesn't. It stands off as 3 separate things. You have the window with the columns, you have the temple in the background, and you have the sky. And it is just, I mean, it's perfectly composed. I think the colors are great. It's got good blacks, good grays, and good whites.
That's nice.
It's just a great picture. And I know who the maker is, but tell us anyway.
Peter Florsack, score of 21, second place.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
A couple. One, is this an older pic that you decided to redo? And 2,
Yes.
it is, yeah. Well, I like you achieved the 3D image more or less to me.
I
It's got a lot of
did
depth.
that. It
Did this
wasn't
get an
3D.
HDR?
Well, it's a pseudo HDR because it's a single image.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had to
that's
do a
what I'm
lot of work on it. I shot it with an old Pentax camera.
Yeah,
Didn't have a lot of resolution. It was very dark. It was very grainy. And, with the software we have nowadays, I was able to kind of get the vision that I was hoping I could get if I had been a better photographer with a better camera.
You did great, man. I love the detail around the frame of the window.
yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Amazing.
amazing it's there, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Really?
And the sky, artificial or not?
Yeah, the sky's artificial. Yeah.
It looks great. I love it.
Oh, well, that ruins the whole picture then. Here, I was thinking, man, the sky was perfect for this.
Yeah, it is perfect. That's why it's perfect.
I wonder, Peter, did you try brightening this up just a little bit?
I did. Yeah,
You
I
like- you
really,
like it better.
I really wanted the frame to be darker.
Mhm.
And, for some reason, it kind of blends in with the rest of it.
Well,
But I
I
think-
kept
yeah,
doing
but I
the
think if-
vignette.
I think if you made it darker though, it would be, it blends in with the little pillar post in the window. If you made it too dark, then the pillar post wouldn't stand out, but you also would not see the design in the window frame.
So,
You see
Right,
the circles and stuff up there, so it's,
yeah. I
And
just
that's
was
what
wondering-
amazed me as I played with it, to be able to see, oh, shoot, look, there's carvings on
Yeah.
that. And I hated to lose it by making it darker.
Yeah.
But I like the contrast of the pillar post. To me, that's a nice, I kind of wish the frame had been the rest, and it did, but I lightened it up anyway, because I wanted to see that detail.
well done.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see which one got number one, because this is really good.
Yeah, this is really good.
I might as well take this
Spring
one. This is a great composition, I mean, it's just a leaf with a stick, and it's just very simple of a picture, yet it has great tonality. Again, it's kind of muted. It doesn't have those, big blacks except for the stem. It's kind of translucent. The background isn't 100% white. It's composed well. It's the kind of picture you just want to put up on your wall, and just to set a more mellow atmosphere in your house. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester scored 22 and got first place.
There
Very
you go.
nice, Steve.
Have it.
I
And
wonder
I
who
think
got
the
first.
square crop sells it too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, it really does. It's a perfect crop for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is
We
a,
used to shoot stuff like that on slide projector screen,
uh-huh.
not a slide projector screen, but a slide screen where you viewed your slides.
Mm-hmm.
You would take a flower and place it on the lighted screen, and you would get the translucent light through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought first when I saw that, it looked like it was
Mhm.
done on a light.
well, I thought it was a light box. That's what I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
it's
But
very
we-
arty, I
Yeah.
guess is the word.
Yeah,
Thank you. So
It's
this is,
called fine art.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is this considered high key?
Yes.
I would say so.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I love it.
thank you. So these are spring leaves. The real color is the light, the spring green, and it's of a red bud, not red tip, but red bud.
Yeah.
So the flowers are kind of lavender before the leaves come on. So the leaves come on. And of course, I took it against the sky, just looking up at the sky. And sharpened it and then turned it into this color.
great, great job.
Thank you.
So was this on the tree when you took it, or?
Yes, yeah, on the tree. Yeah, I took several branches, in various directions, and and various number of leaves on each one of the branches and stuff. And to me, this one just looked better. I think because just of the composition of the leaves and the twig or limb or whatever it is.
I like the way that the leaves look like hearts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's a pleasant composition. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could sell that for art in a hotel or something like that. Office building.
Definitely.
Thank you. Maybe I should try.
Yeah.
I think Robert.
Yeah.
Chimborazo.
All right.
I'll be corrected later.
I mean, okay. This is a hilltop, mountaintop, and clouds. It's pretty powerful. Now, my only suggestion is like maybe getting a little bit more, expand the view a little. So those clouds are, I don't know. I can tell they're clouds, but I don't know if somebody else could. I love the snow. I love the terrain. There's not much of a sky, but it's well defined between mountaintop and sky. I would only take off the I think they're dust spots, 3 dust spots I see on the top left-hand corner. But I wonder if it would have been a little bit more powerful if you had a little bit more width and a little bit more cloud and mountain in there. But I love it. It's who's the maker?
Patrick Murray, score of 17.
Is this close to home, Patrick?
Yeah, this is out my window.
Oh, wow.
So Patrick, tell me, are those dots in the upper left, are those UFOs?
Yeah, that's what I was
Those
thinking.
are. I didn't see those when I was doing the photo. I was so
Probably
focused
snow,
on the,
actually. Snow.
Yeah.
what the,
I dig it. I mean, how much more if you would have zoomed out, not in, a little more could you get of that mountaintop? Because I
oh,
just
I can get the whole thing. Yeah, no, this is,
Well, it looks like the snow is blowing on that mountain crest.
mountaintop.
And that's why it looks like it's out of focus. It's looks like the snow was moving in the wind.
Yeah,
uh-huh. Yeah, and there's a
I
little
really
bit of a
like it.
cloud going over there too.
I really like it. It's a powerful image.
I
Cool.
can't believe I missed those spots.
The thoughts?
I didn't get an answer. Are those UFOs?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I thought.
They are, it's news to me.
Just that it seems like there's a lot of stuff about UFOs in the news these days. You know, so.
Very cool.
Okay, Patrick, how do you say that word?
Chimborazo.
Chimborazo. Chimborazo.
Uh-huh.
Chimborazo.
Chimbo is a word and aso is an augmentative. It means big, that it's big. And chimbo, I'm not really sure what chimbo means. I think it means big snow is what I think it means.
Oh, okay.
Chimborazo.
But I'm not sure.
Tough guy.
The spider.
Interesting. Wow.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, what a great composition, huh? You know, kind of the diagonally dividing the thing and having, you know, a solid piece on one side and having that little grill work on the other side, you know, defined by the white, and then to have this little critter, this little spider kind of echoing the whole thing. It's you know, with his eyes just looking at you. It's a wonderful capture and a wonderful composition. That's really all I've got to say about it. It's a good job. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, what scored 19, went in and out, came in at honorable mention.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Where was this taken?
My front porch.
Oh, really?
I was repotting some pots and I don't go outside in my garden without looking for critters. I find them fascinating.
So
he was
this
on-
was
He was on the table next to me.
so Trish, he was really on this grill work.
Actually, yeah, this is a table. And this is what he's standing on is like the edging around this table. The whole tabletop is just sort of this grilled piece up in the upper left. And then it's surrounded by a little black ledge. And so he was just crawling along the edge of the table right next to the chair I was sitting in. What they usually do, they're very friendly, these little spiders. What they usually do is when I sit down is they will be on a table or something next to me and they'll hop on the chair where I am and just kind of wander around. And they come and say hi. And
Wow.
like I said, I don't go in the yard without looking for critters. So I see these guys
so
all the time.
I
Looks
love
like
This
a
is a
wolf. It
jumping
looks like,
spider, right?
yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like a wolf spider or a jumping
Yeah,
spider.
I think it is. I think it is. And, you know, and they take these little front feet and they put them up like little paws and they kind of wave at you and you know, chitter at you and, you know, they're really cute. They don't hurt anything.
What a wonderful.
Nice.
They like-
Yeah, and with those big eyes, they look like, you know,
Yeah.
that they're
I
actually,
think he
they
looks like
see
he's got a
you.
mustache and a beard.
Yeah, and a beard, yeah, mustache. and a beard.
Mhm,
Yeah, he looks like
Yeah,
a little
he-
man to me.
He looks like he's smiling to me.
Yeah.
Little ham.
I see Peter's face in there.
I was thinking the same
That would
thing.
be fun. That would be fun.
Peter, you get around.
Apparently I do.
And the thing is he wouldn't even try it on that one.
Yeah, make it happen, Pete. Make it happen.
That's right. Nobody would have got it anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Too funny.
Oh,
Somebody else
old
got to take.
Japanese maple.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let
Japanese,
Robert, let Robert take this and I'll take the next.
okay, Japanese maple. I'm digging the veiny looking limbs that just crawl out. At first sight, it's a little overwhelming, but then you see the beauty of the whole by looking at its parts. You know, you can see the limbs and there's foliage behind it. Typically, I'd say, man, this is too busy. But again, this, to me, it could fall under the flag of a fine piece of art. You know, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And I can see the vision behind the photo. It's cropped nicely. The composition's going to the right, from left to right. So you do have some what I would call negative space to the right, as if these limbs are reaching out like your phalanges, you know. Maker.
John Kane, score of 20, third place.
Strong job.
Nicely
Yeah,
done.
I like that.
this is a huge Japanese maple
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
in Portland, Oregon, in the Japanese garden. And I actually crawled in underneath this. I'm underneath next to the trunk, which is right there, shooting up in the sky. And I just thought it was a cool composition and make a great black and white. So that's why I did it. But
It
I-
works.
it worked, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Is this artsy fartsy? Isn't that the term you use?
Yeah.
Artsy fartsy, yeah. I'm an artsy fartsy artist.
There you go. I need to get there myself.
Well, I don't know, because I take pictures of tree leaves all the time, shooting up into the sky. Mine don't look like Steve's.
No,
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, okay.
Well, even a blind hog finds an acorn in the woods now and then, John.
And I'm guessing, John, that did you do anything in your editing to make this a little more high contrast?
No,
No.
I just went in and I did a convert to black and white and darkened the shadows a little bit, brought up the contrast a little bit, took
Yeah.
down the highlights a little bit.
Okay.
Basically, I went into Lightroom and I hit auto.
There you go.
Sometimes it's magical.
Yeah, I love
It
it.
happens.
That's right.
Sunflower.
I'll take this one. This was an intriguing one because everybody liked this
And
one
I do
except
like
me, I
this
think,
one too.
except me. It is a great image. I like the way it's shot. And to me, it's the leaves in front are very sharp and it fades off into the back where the back is not quite as sharp, but the center is not sharp at all. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's sharp. And it was kind of like, there's no change in depth, I guess, to where if the front is sharp, the middle is a little bit more sharp and the back is not sharp at all. So there's no, the foreground and the background and the middle ground, it's not like foreground, middle ground, background, it's foreground, background, middle ground. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but it's a great image. I like it. And I think the grain in the image is good also. I don't know if it was, grain was added to it, but I noticed if you look at the grain, it has JPEG artifacts in it. And JPEG artifacts are hard to get rid of when you go and try to do a denoise. And you have to go back into luminance. When you do that, you lose a lot of focus to get rid of JPEG artifacts. And I think that what happens is they show up more when you try to over sharpen something in the front. And I don't know if that's what happened, but I mean, it's a great image. I like it. Unfortunately, I voted against it on the in and out. So there you go. I like the spider better.
Who's the maker on this?
Myself, it scored 19 and went in and out and came out.
I love the
And it's-
composition, Tammy.
It's done, it was done with a cell phone. So it wasn't a raw image when I brought it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That could be why you got the JPEG artifacts. I get that a lot. I don't anymore with my new cell phone, but as much as I do with my old cell phone.
Embrace the
None
noise.
of that,
Embrace
none of
the-
that bothered me. I
Yeah.
thought it was a great image. It's a great composition. The fact that the black is less sharp than the leaves, that really didn't bother me at all. It's just framed nicely.
It is.
I think he did a great job of putting it all together.
No, I think it's a great picture.
I
Yeah,
love the noise.
I like the spider better. Okay.
Well, that's why I
You know,
voted for it to be
I
in.
think that this image really would give itself to colorization. You know, playing with colors in this one.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It might
I
have,
think it would be, the graininess would be more forgiven, if you understand what I mean by that. It would look more stylized. Because when I sit back and look at it, it looks like a piece of art, almost like a painting.
looks like a
And-
painting, correct?
like a
If it
Georgia
had-
O'Keeffe, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
All right. Well, Tammy, you got us here talking about it. It's a great
Yeah.
shot. The conversation piece for sure.
Yeah.
Good job.
It was my Mother's Day flower.
Oh,
Oh.
that's sweet.
Look at all those nature pictures.
Nature.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Treading lightly.
Yeah.
This one has, ticks a lot of the boxes. It's got a blurred background. It's kind of sharp in the front. It's got great colorizations, nice composition. For some reason, the little critter doesn't stand out enough for me. I'm just not seeing, I see it there, but it's almost faded into the background and the pistils or stamens or whatever they call those things are more prominent, and yet he's the central feature. And I think that's the one part that hurt this image for me. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, honorable mention, scored 19, did an in and out and came in.
Peter, that's
think-
exactly what I said when I turned this image in.
Oh,
Honestly, I can't, and my husband and I were talking about it. I couldn't figure out how to make him pop more.
These guys are kind of hard to take pictures of because they blend in so well, and they're mostly on plants, and they're green and the plants are green. The best way to get those is to shoot them from the top looking down so that the color part of the flower is behind him or
Oh,
underneath
that's a
him.
good idea.
Yeah, good point.
yeah, or you could have used the brush tool in
Yeah.
Lightroom to mask him out. and then try to do, contrast and sharpen and texture,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
would
And
make
Yeah,
it
I did a
stand
bunch
something
of
out.
different to
those
make it
things.
pop. Yeah,
Since it's a nature,
yeah, you can't, so,
we got
But-
can't be too.
Yeah, there's only so much exactly as a nature shot that you
True.
can do with it.
That's right.
I
You're
did
right.
do some of those things as far as just try to, lighten them up a
Mhm.
little bit and that kind of thing. I just couldn't quite get the pop, no matter what I did with that. But anyway,
I would have just called it Lily, and then it would be looking, it's a lily with a bug on it, lily with a bug
Wait,
on it.
there's a bug.
Lily with others.
good point.
Okay, next.
Mountain
Uh,
flower.
Mountain flower. This is a lupin, mountain lupin.
Yeah, probably of some sort.
Like a snap.
And, well, yes and no, but I don't know if it is or not, but
That's
it
beautiful.
gives you the idea. It looks similar to a bluebonnet,
Mhm.
but it's not as purple. No, I think it's a great image. I like the
Purple bonnet.
sharpness of it, and you see the focus on the one flower that's open in the middle right here. You can actually see the stamen on the inside. You see the fuzz on the outside edge of it. You can really make sure the details. You can see some more around it. So you've got 3 of them there that stand out with some more out of focus. Then it fades off into the back, into the dead ones at the top, or they're either dead at the top or they haven't opened yet. That's what lupins do, but it's kind of a very nice picture. I really liked it. Who's the maker?
Patrick Murray scored 18.
Very cool.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Love the composition, man.
The
Thanks.
fo- the
I
focus-
thought it kind of looked like a snapdragon.
Yeah.
It
that's
might,
what I
well,
I
it
think
might
it's
be
a
a snapdragon. I don't know.
that-
It just looks similar to, it's been a long time since I've seen a snapdragon, but
I don't think it's a snapdragon.
You know,
Oh. Oh,
I
but it
have,
reminds me
I
of
think it's a
snap-
lupine. Yeah, I have snapdragons and I think that's a lupine,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong. It's possible.
well, I mean, it looks like it's, well, that's what a bluebonnet is. A bluebonnet is a lupin, so a lupine or whatever you want to call them, but
Yeah, they're all related.
yeah, they're all related.
Yeah.
And there are flowers here that look remarkably like bluebonnets. And
Yeah, and they're all,
lupins, and they
Yeah.
grow them for harvest, and they eat the beans. They have these little beans,
Really?
and they eat them. They're really good.
Like
yeah,
right
on
off the
bluebonnets,
plant.
bluebonnets are called seeds.
They're called what?
Seeds.
Yeah.
You
Well, the
you
seed
open,
pods
you
look
open
like
up the,
beans.
open up the seed pods and don't eat them. You just plant them. Grow more bluebonnets.
That's just.
Those beans that they eat, is it right off the plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, they grow in a little pod. And
Yeah.
then they harvest the pods, and then they gotta take it out. It's a really laborious process to harvest them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's
cool.
what I do. That's what I do with my bluebonnets. I go out into a bluebonnet field. I looked
Uh-huh.
at the ones that have already gone to seed, and you just take the
Yeah, take the
pod
pods.
off,
Yeah.
let the pod dry, and when you just take it and you hold it in your hand and you give it a little twist, the seeds just pop out.
Huh.
And that's what they do in the wild. They just pop out and they reseed themselves.
Yeah.
cool.
Very
Yeah, the
clever.
ones here look like the bluebonnets in Big Bend, they're really long and
The real
leggy.
tall ones, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And so this could be a relative, yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
Who knows? Cool.
Look at that.
All right. White eye visco.
Vireo.
Here we
Vireo.
go. Okay,
Okay, that'll work.
that background is definitely blurred out. This bird is not competing with anything else in the image. Love the composition with the angled twig or limb, and his look with that eye. You've got a little bit of catchlight in there, but from beak to maybe his underbelly, he is in focus, and you lose. I guess it's a different plane right there where his belly's at, but you've got that. Excuse me, sorry. You've got that beautiful look of the bird looking off to the side into the negative side of the frame. Great shot. Who is the maker?
Steve Manchester scored 22, first place.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice
That
job,
is
Steve.
terrific.
Well done, Steve.
Thank you.
This
bird
your
kinda-
backyard?
No, this was, there's an area not too far from here where there are a couple of small lakes connected by a stream. And my son and I went over there. I was just showing it to him. He hadn't been there before. And my son spotted this bird, but he was kind of back in the shadows there behind him there. And he just kind of popped out and stood there for a while looking at my son and me while we're snapping away pictures. And
Wow.
then he flew away. It was like he came out to pose for us.
Absolutely
It
beautiful.
Nice.
was so perfect. And I've
Yeah,
never
it's a
seen
good
one of
show.
these before. This
That's
white,
why I asked,
white
because
eye on a bird, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't
It's-
seen them.
I've seen them in the zoo.
I mean, oh, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
anyway,
The escapee.
Yeah.
I really
No,
Was
like
it a
they-
long lens, Steve?
pardon me?
Was it a long lens?
Yes, yeah, my 100 to 400. Because I mean, we were out there to shoot birds, so I had my 100 to 400.
Right.
I really like the vines in the picture too, and the different colors. How, you know, they're kind of faded, so they add to the texture in the picture. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Behind the
Well-
waterfall.
Oh,
I guess you need to take this one too.
I'd do it.
wow.
No, it is, I like the way you have it shot through the waterfall. It's slow enough to get some streaks of the water coming down. I don't know if it's either slow or shot fast to get the streaks of the water coming down, or how fast the water's going. It's not splattering too much, but I like the way that it's the detail of the rock inside,
Mhm.
looking back through the water into the green trees, and the way you can see the detail and the textures of the rock
Yes.
and the layers on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, you've got, looks like it's been worn out by water or chiseled out or something. I'm not too sure what, but it's still, is this part of a stream on top, or was there water underneath coming through here before, or was this a cave? I don't know. It's still a very cool image.
Very
And,
beautiful.
who's the maker?
Peter Florsack, score of 20, third place.
Very nice, Peter. I like it.
Beautiful.
Where's this, Peter?
This is Starved Rock State
Oh.
Park in Illinois.
Dark Rock.
I had never heard of it before, but it's the most visited park in all of Illinois. They get almost 3 million visitors a year.
Yeah.
If you get out there early, apparently nobody likes to get up early and go for a walk, because I had the place all to myself.
Wow.
Nobody gets up early in Illinois and goes to the state park, but I have been to this park many
It
times.
was my first time. It's a beautiful park.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parks in Illinois. And there's another park down in southern Illinois called, it has, I don't remember the name of it, but it's got Camel Rock, and it actually looks like a camel. And it's another of my favorite parks in Illinois.
Peter, I thought this was your backyard.
It
Yeah.
was.
I wish.
Connecticut.
Yeah, really.
Very cool.
I don't think I ever saw a waterfall in Starved Rock.
There's probably, I think I walked to about 12 of them.
Wow.
Well, that's probably because you hike. I don't hike.
They're all big hikes.
Yeah.
You know, this took me probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to walk to.
Wow.
Okay.
Cool.
That's neat.
Great
Yeah.
competition on this one.
Even in my younger days, I didn't hike that far.
Oh, yeah, that's why I have a small camera.
There we go.
I like that. I
Amen,
like the
brother.
composition. Peter, composition. I really like it.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
The way it'll just
Very
all
nice.
fit together really nicely.
Very nice.
Wood duck.
I guess I'll do this one. I
Yeah.
mean, doesn't this one just pop right off the screen? I mean, look at that little colorful guy, and all that wonderful texture in the water. Everything, it just kind of ticks all the boxes. He's off to the left, giving him room to swim off to the right. There's nothing really blown out on the image. Everything's sharp where it should be sharp. The bird is super interesting looking. It's a perfect shot. Who's the maker?
John Kane scored 21, second place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice wood duck, John. Where did you find this wood duck, John, by the way?
At the zoo.
Oh, at the zoo. Oh,
Yeah. It's
San
with my
Antonio
one,
Zoo?
yeah, with my 100 to 400. When you walk down, this is actually before they did all the remodeling, but you know where they have the walk-in that has the little netting and stuff, you can actually walk out, there's a bunch of fish and stuff.
Yes, yeah, I know it.
If you go past that to the next walkway, which is a little bridge that crosses over and leads you back into the back section back there.
Yes.
He was actually swimming right there.
Quite beautiful.
Wow.
Of all the
Now,
colors.
this is probably several years ago, so that's,
Nice.
Nice.
A natural long neck.
Zoo.
Robert,
All right. Naturally a long neck. Oops, hold on. Get off my screen there for a second. All right, okay. I am perplexed by this one only because it's a vertical shot, but you have to take a vertical shot. Would I have liked more background? I don't know. It's a great shot. The detail is there with the background. It pops up because of the color of the giraffe itself and its patterns. I would like a little bit more negative space towards where his head is at instead of where his behind is at, just to give you an idea that, hey, yeah, I am walking this way. Other than that, that's the only critique I have as far as a little more negative space. Maker?
Myself scored 19, in and out, and scored out.
Is this local or one of the ranches?
It's at the zoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Texas Vitex behind him.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Trish was my nemesis. I went in and out with you several times.
Oh, sorry about that.
Battle of the girls.
That's okay.
It's like, fight. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
my comment on the thing is that the background is a little over sharp. That had you just kept the giraffe as he was and not gotten the background sharpened so much, I think you might have beaten her because it's a great image.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only thing I saw wrong with was that I would like to send a little bit more space to the right of his head,
Mhm.
but you know,
He was a ways out, so he wasn't up close to us.
Oh,
So he was a ways out.
good capture though.
Yeah, it was. Travel.
In the
travel.
market.
And it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get- might as well
Okay.
be.
Okay. Wow. This one definitely speaks travel, you've got one person buying from another person. They're obviously all in a foreign country. They're colorful. I mean, look at the background is all blurred out so that you just kind of focused on the transaction. That little girl with her mother it really adds to the whole composition. Look at a guy in the upper right-hand corner with the face mask on and that cool little cape on and that neat hat in a skirt.
That's a woman.
It's a woman.
Well,
Well,
sorry, woman.
You can tell that.
Kind of looks.
Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad,
That's
Peter.
I
couldn't
don't. I
tell.
don't feel bad. We're all fluid. But anyway, it's a wonderful, colorful, nice travel photograph. It ticks all the boxes again. Who's the maker?
Patrick Murray, score of 19, in and out, came in, and honorable mention.
There you go.
nice shot, Patrick.
This is obviously somewhere in South America, yeah, Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
like
this is in a
Peru.
market in a small town about an hour from here. And I wish that motorcycle wasn't there.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, but you blurred it.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
I
The
took
guy
the
with the
attention.
guy with the guy with the helmet in the background kind of stands out too.
Yeah, I noticed that. That is a helmet on his head, huh?
Yeah, but there's a person with
And
bananas in there too, and carrying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, I
big
mean,
thing,
there's so
man.
much interest,
Yeah.
but still because of the way that he shot it, the focus is on the 3 or 4
Mhm.
people in the front.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually, when we were judging, I didn't even notice the motorcycle myself.
I
Yeah, I
didn't either.
didn't see it either.
I,
And I was gonna call this, you want how much?
I,
There's a little look on her face.
look, yes.
Look at her
Yeah.
expression. Yeah.
Okay, Patrick, I'm gonna ask you,
Corn.
do you know what that is that she's selling? It sure looks
Okay,
like
so,
Pinoncillo or something like that.
The sugar?
Oh, that
so
brown
yeah, so that is
cylinder
called,
like.
It's a
it's
sweetener.
called piloncillo. And it is similar to brown sugar,
Yeah.
except that it is, it's not refined, right? So it's what they take the cane juice and then they just boil it down until it's this thick syrup like molasses. And then they put it into a mold and solidify it. So it's like, it's good. It's better for you than actual sugar because, or actual brown sugar, because it's still got all the minerals and stuff in it. So they
Probably
use it
got
for
lettuce.
cake. Stuff like that.
There's an appetizer at the Liberty Bar that uses Pinoncillo, man. I recommend it. Okay, enough of that. But I really dig the image. It's una marqueta and with the indigenous look, I love it. And if you look at the ladies' faces, they look indigenous, they have that certain look.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I love shots like this. I mean, motorcycle, helmet, who cares? I love shots like this.
Well, and I think that the colors that these folks up front are wearing really helps them to stand out from the rest too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they stand out enough where I did notice the motorcycle, but it wasn't an issue for me. Yeah, I think that the story is very clear from these people up front.
It's really cool because the woman on the right is in total clothing for that area. Where is this? Chile? Where is this?
This is in Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Okay.
She's wearing the complete costume or whatever of the culture. And then the woman next to her has got on jeans and, I think that's pretty cool. The way you see all these different different styles.
Juxtapositions, yeah.
Yeah, different levels of acculturation.
Yeah.
As to the Spanish culture and the indigenous culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more of this stuff, man. I dig it.
Yes.
Well, I've got plenty more of this, so.
All right. Okay.
Union Station, DC.
So John?
I guess, I don't know.
I think so.
Sure. What the heck? I don't know. Union Station in DC.
DC.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that before. No, this is a very interesting view of the archway into this part of the station, and with the gateway with the statues on top kind of stand out, and the arch and everything going back. It's all very sharp, except for the very people in the very bottom and the back. They're out of focus, but I think they're supposed to be. But the rest of it's very sharp. I like the composition. I like the little guy over here on the lift. Not sure what he's doing, if he's over there working on that one statue on the end over there.
Yeah. To the right.
And then they got the lady down here in the front who's selling jewelry or something. But it's very typical of Union Station. And it looks like there's a food place back over here. And, and it's, I don't know how many of you have ever been to Union Station in DC, but it's very cool. Anyway, it's a great picture. And I think I know who did it, but who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, score of 18.
Yep.
Probably right, John. Yeah. I think I've submitted several pictures of Union Station. and
Oh,
it's
yeah, it is a cool place. And I mean, it's really.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the guy in the lower
There's a
left.
great little place. There's a great little place across the street from there called the Dubliner that has great food.
Oh, really? So the guy in the lower left there, there's a sign and that I cropped out. It says tickets.
Oh,
So he's selling
So he's
tickets.
you're not
selling,
selling anything? You're not selling anything?
no, he's selling tickets.
Oh,
Tickets.
okay.
I cropped it out because I thought it was distracting because it was bright. It's a bright white sign with black letters, says tickets.
Okay. You got me.
Here's, by the way,
Oops. Atop a Buddhist temple.
All
Robert?
right, yeah. Many layers to this image, and I love the texture included. You've got your complementary colors of the oranges, the rich kind of like ogre-looking colored on the tiles. Then you got your grays at the brick wall, the staircase, the rock. It's a lot of eye candy, and it's very detailed. Even the wood, whatever structure that is, I mean, you could see the grain and everything. It's almost like system overload, but you take it all in. It's a great shot. Obviously, you're in a Buddhist temple high up, I'm assuming high up in the hills. It's composed nicely. Colors are great. The detail is there. Who is the maker?
Myself, score of 19, went in and out and came out.
Trish.
Yeah, Tammy.
No, this time it was Patrick.
Oh, okay. Tell us where you were, please.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where
I'm
where is
sorry.
this?
This is
Oh.
in Liuzhou, China.
Nice, nice, nice.
And yes, it is high up on a mountain that we had to hike to.
Yes, and the
Oh.
hike, it's not quite a beating, but it was pretty bad.
It looks a little over sharpened.
Yes.
And
That's
the
funny.
reason that is because you have slight halos. You can see some around the man. But I mean, it's a great image. I love the colors and the composition. I think,
An older image.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
okay.
that could be one. But it works nicely.
Great.
Uvalde strong.
Got to be Peter's turn somewhere.
Okay, yeah, I think this is my turn now. Yeah. I mean, what can you say about this one? I think that this one all brought tears to our eyes, when this happened so close to home, and, somebody had enough courage to go down there and capture this wonderful moment. Thoughts and prayers have kind of become a joke. And there it is, front and center, with her sign, and this other guy looking, turning 18 years old, and the other one. It's just a you can't say wonderful memory. It's just it's a very memorable capture. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, score of 20, third place.
Oh.
Yeah. What a sad thing to do, huh, Robert?
Yes, definitely. We were there to lay flowers at the memorial site, and we took a flower for each of the victims as well. The place was really controlled with these barriers. They were only allowing anywhere between 10 to 15 people in at a time, and the line was flowers at the site. I took only a few photos. I thought these signs carried by what I call children, because they're young adults still, was very poignant, and I just wanted to take those photos.
Was
Where's
this at the school, Robert?
Yes, it was at Robb Elementary.
Mhm.
Behind this, there's a control center behind them. That's where the school's at. So the place is really well controlled as far as access to it.
Yeah, I went down, I'm doing some free counseling down there every Tuesday. And I went to the city memorial, the one in the middle of the town, but I didn't go to the school.
Right. I don't believe the school's to be used anymore, and there's a little controversy whether to tear it down and rebuild or keep using it. But the school board said that children will not be going to school there anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna tear it down.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Just
These
a sad
times,
situation.
It is.
There is.
And-
It is.
And this touched me in a way that others haven't, because my office is in Hondo, and all day long that day I heard sirens going back and forth. I didn't know what was really happening until about 1 o'clock, but just normally it's the train that I hear all the time.
Yeah.
And that day it was just sirens, sirens, sirens.
That was
Yeah, this is
We'll
definitely
never
close to
forget.
home.
definitely. And, you know, they're children, you know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's not difficult per se to talk about it, but just the fact that they're children, it's makes it that much more emotional.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to be a photographer and not border on being kind of like ghoulish, taking photos of stuff like this, you know.
See, and that was my thing. I was like, taking pictures. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Well, do you remember a while back ago, we had this lady come and she wanted us to take pictures of stillborn children in the hospital? And, you know, it's just, it isn't really anything I could do. But my mother's first child was stillborn, and she has one grainy picture of it, which she kept to the end of her days, you know, and somebody has to take the picture. Somebody has to record this kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm glad that there's people like Robert who would go out and do it.
I think the person that actually did the stillborn pictures was actually a baby photographer
Mhm.
who went and had it. She had all the setup for everything to, I wouldn't say dress the babies, put them in swaddling, you know, and put them in a place that looked like they were real alive,
Just the
even though they were not. And and she's actually a member of Jim's club. So it's been a while back that
Yeah,
happened.
It's been a while back, but you know, it's not for everybody, but it certainly needs to be done. You look at pictures have changed. Look at the picture of the girl with napalm running in the streets
Yeah.
naked. I mean, it basically almost ended the war,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
picture. And yet, if I understand right, that photographer eventually killed himself.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very, being a photojournalist is very trying, even though we all like photojournalism and we like pictures like this. It can be, and the ones taken in Hanoi, the one where the guy actually executed,
Yeah,
Yeah.
shot him in the
somebody,
head.
got him in the head. That guy also killed himself.
Yeah.
To me, I shoot using the little viewfinder, and I for a fraction of a second, I caught the eye contact with the lady, well, the girl in the front, the one holding the 18-year-old, turning 18 years old.
Mhm.
That made me kind of put the camera down for a second, and I actually made actual eye contact with her, because I mean, and then the second one, just the look on her face, you know, it was, this is what I look for. Even though this is a tragic event, I really believe somehow or another it needs to be documented. You know, for
Yeah.
better or worse, you know, things will be forgotten. We cannot forget moments like this and what you guys have described, because history will repeat itself if we keep going in circles like this.
The photographer of the napalm girl was named Nick Utt, and he's still alive.
Oh, is he
Oh,
still
really?
alive? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it must
so
be the guy that shot.
They just had a picture of her with the photographer and somebody else.
Yeah, just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Where did I see that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I saw that.
What did the score again? I'm sorry.
The
there was a
napalm-
picture of they called her the Napalm Girl.
Right.
You know,
And
Yeah.
of course,
I
this
saw
was
a
what, how many years ago?
that
Yeah,
was
it's
in
during-
the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during the Vietnam War.
Almost 50 years ago. Gotta be.
It was
They,
during the,
Yeah,
it was
in
during the Vietnam War.
70s.
they interviewed that woman. I saw the young, well, of course, she's completely older now,
Yes,
but that photo changed her life.
right.
So, you know, it was good that it was captured. It was an unfortunate event, but I think I agree that it did almost stop the war.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was fairly controversial because I
Yeah.
think the policy of the publication that published that had a policy that they weren't publishing pictures of naked girls, and that was just a policy. And but
Okay.
then they thought that the impact of this, you know, in the war and historically, culturally, and all that stuff, it was so important that they
Yeah.
published it anyway.
I mean, there is a controversy going on here about having open casket with some of the children. And some of the people feel that if you could actually see what these ARs did to the children, that it might help, you know, end this kind of violence. And other people, of course, think that it's just too gruesome to do. So, you know, I'm not really sure what the best thing to do, but I understand both sides.
This is the Meta Portal Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kitchen.
No, it's me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was busy doing something else. No, this, I love this picture.
Do too.
This is how they cook in the streets, and I know that they do it in all over different places. And if you've ever been into the Middle East or the Malaysia, any of those places, you will see this all the time. And I guess since I know who took this picture, this is probably somewhere in South America. I don't know, but it's still. I love the scene itself. I like the texture and the color of the picture. It's sharp from front to back, side to side. It's got good depth of field. It is just a great picture that tells a story. And it is, you see the people that's sitting on the ground eating, this guy, the cook, that curious cooking. And I love these huge stone wood fire woks. They're just cool to see them cooking these things because they cook tons of food in them. And it's really good. I know who the maker is, but tell us anyway. So,
Peter Florsack, score 23, first place.
yep.
Nice job. Yeah, really great. You
Where
feel
was
like,
this?
you
It's
feel like
Kim.
you're there. Yeah.
It's Cambodia, and these people are cooking for a wedding, a street
Yeah,
wedding.
Cambodia, yeah.
And it's the thing that the first time that I took a smaller camera, that's the reason why I went with the Sony A6000, which is a smaller camera, just because to come upon a scene like this and to pull out a big boy is just too much for me. It's too much notoriety. And I wanted to go with a smaller camera.
Peter, what did you do to stylize this picture to make it pop like this?
Really not much, really just, just sharpened it, I muted the colors a little bit, but they were naturally muted anyway. It pretty much just came this way. A little bit of sharpening, a little bit of texture.
Well, it's
little,
interesting. It's almost a monochrome except for that blue shirt on
That's
the
what I was gonna, yeah, did you assign the blue or something?
No, Mm-mm.
It's
No,
it's a fabulous shot.
It's just
Fabulous.
it's the muted colors. I was thinking it was one of your recolored black and whites.
No.
This
No?
is beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I took the saturation down on it.
Well
But
done.
the detail is amazing,
That's
As-
really, really
as are
good. Yeah.
most of your shots, Peter. That's really eye-catching. And
It's amazing that they're cooking for a wedding, huh?
Yeah.
yeah, it is amazing.
No doubt.
But the detail
Yeah.
just holds your
It does.
vision or
There's
your
so much
view.
to see in this
you know.
picture.
Obviously, no one's looking at you, but perhaps after the fact that they notice you taking a photo.
Not because I had the smaller camera. You know, when I first bought my Sony, I had the little, in fact, it's the camera I'm using right now that's shooting, that's got me, you know, in Zoom. It's the same camera with the small kit lens. And so, you know, everybody has a cell phone, everybody takes pictures now. So I kind of blended in using this thing. You know, I was able to put it down, turn up the LCD and shoot from the waist.
Right.
Awesome. Very nice.
Mhm.
Yes. How did this one score? How did it score?
First place, score
Okay.
23.
That's beautiful.
Excuse me.
Lady Liberty.
Is it you, Robert?
Oh, I'm sorry. Lady Liberty. Okay. From what I can see on my screen, it looks a little soft. Even though she's the same in the color zone as the sky, that little, that pinkish purplish, the lower end of the sky really sets her apart. Even though we can see the darkness in the background towards the top, there's definitely, there is separation. It just looks a little soft to me. Who is the maker?
John Kane, score of 18.
Same place I was when I shot the skyline.
Except this evening now.
If this is evening, yes, this is at sunset.
And you
Wow.
turned around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. All right.
And the face is soft on that statue, if you'd ever noticed.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it all blends together and the bronze color to it. You can't really see the detail unless you zoom in and focus on the face. It's very hard to actually see the pleats in her clothes, except on her arm. And the pleats on her arm are fairly sharp because of the detail and the contrast on them. But it's hard to get contrast on the face.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
Very cool.
Did not know.
Windmills along the dike.
been there, done that.
Well, you know, not only is this one colorful, but it really speaks to a travel photo. You know, this is not Kansas. You know, the great way that the windmills kind of fade off into the background. There's one after another, you know, separation by different colors. You know, the sky is a lighter blue and the water's a darker blue. And, you know, the green just kind of makes the whole thing pop. You've got the interesting little bicycle there.
Mhm.
It just speaks of a travel photo. It's a great shot. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, score of 21, second place.
That's
Beautiful.
very nice.
That's true.
And it
Nice.
seems like, and it's what's really strange is after 3 years, they still don't have that green windmill fixed.
Oh.
It's probably never gonna be fixed.
I don't think so. It's a house now, I think. Somebody actually lives there, but
Yeah,
the other 3 still work. I know that.
Cool.
yeah. Well, we only had one that worked, no, 2 that were up and really doing anything.
Well, the
paint-
one on the one on
paint
the
and
very,
lumberyard, yeah.
yeah, the one on the paint one is the middle one, I think. Now, the one on the end is the lumber mill. I think the middle one is the paint and the first one is the peanut place that makes peanut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
they're really big and you really don't get any sense of their size until you're right next to them.
Oh,
honestly.
no.
They're huge.
Wow.
The
And
blades are huge.
2 years ago, I got first place with one of these, so.
Really nice job, John.
This is.
Well,
Trish's
I
photo,
guess it's
John.
3 years ago now. So good Lord. Fun place, really is.
Assignment.
Assignment.
Assignment, which was
Assignment.
leading lights,
Leading lines, that's right.
Oh,
church leading lights.
All right, John.
Oh.
This has got to be a Peter one.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Or,
No,
or a Robert
No,
one.
it's
It
your,
doesn't
it's your
matter.
turn, John.
I know, but it's my picture.
Oh, it's
Oh.
your picture. Oh,
I think it's beautiful.
So
I thought you were telling me it was my picture that I had shot.
No.
Oh.
I said it's Peter's turn.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. You've got your leading lines running into it. It's what I really like about it is all the columns are straightened. You know, the perspective is straightened in the image,
Nice.
which gives it that, you know, that really great look.
Yeah.
It's centered. You know, you don't have more on one side than you do on the other side. So whoever did it, we know who did it, worked hard to be able to get exactly this look with this thing centered, and they did a good job on it.
Beautiful.
So who's the maker?
John Kane's score of 18.
The hardest part I had with this, I did not have to straighten it. Was straight the way it was. All I did was crop it, but I couldn't get rid of that bar across the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's,
Now, what I did, I tried to clone it. I tried to take it out. I just finally decided to leave it in.
Hmm.
And it's just the conduit that goes between the lights
Mhm.
across the top.
Electrical, right? Electrical.
Yeah, it's
It's
conduit.
electrical conduit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful church. I just thought it was just the leading lines going down to the altar, and
where's this at, John?
this is in let me think. I believe it's in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Nice, nice.
Looks like it might be in Europe. It's beautiful.
It does. I think.
I love-
Have Peter look for it when he's up there, but I don't remember
really.
exactly where it is. I
You're
know
not
it's
gonna
in the
You're gonna
northeast.
see me
somewhere.
going to the church, John.
Huh? Yeah, big hump.
now I like the fact that you use the pews, the top of the pews.
Mhm.
It looks like a ground floor with the columns coming up. the floor.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
sure.
So I just think that was a neat illusion, you know,
Yeah,
nicely shot.
nice.
I thought that was kind of strange because you don't see the bottom. You can actually see those pews,
Yeah.
and they're not showing up here. I don't. It's weird.
Well, it's
Okay.
because you have a
You s-
little panel on the bottom of the Zoom thing. Yeah.
Maybe
Could be. I don't know.
nicely handled.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty.
Railroad tracks.
Railroad tracks. It's the perfect example of leading lines. Railroad tracks are always that way. What I would like to have seen with this is something at the end of the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
I know it looks like there's something down there. I don't know if it's a
Mhm.
train or
A
some
truck
sort of a
or-
frame or whatever it is, but the leading lines lead down the track, and it's more like a
Perspective.
He kind of froze.
He froze.
John,
Karate chop.
keep talking, John.
Yeah. We
John's-
lost you, John.
Yeah, he froze.
He has been booted.
Oh, does he have to come back in?
Why was
Not
he-
sure.
He shouldn't show there. Oh, there he
There.
is. There you are,
There
John.
he
Oh, we
is.
lost you for a
We
moment.
lost you.
Oh,
Nice.
it says my internet connection is unstable, and I'm sitting
Oh.
right next to my router.
So you were saying about a
Right.
leading line. leading this-
It's a great picture of leading lines, and that's what railroad tracks do.
Mhm.
And generally, you show this is more of a perspective because the lines don't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
leading lines generally lead to something. If you had a tunnel at the end or a train at the end or something sitting on the tracks to look like the leading lines to it. And I looked at it more as a perspective than leading lines. That's how I saw it, but it's a great picture and it is leading lines. So you've got the walkway, you've got the tracks all going in the same direction. They're all kind of parallel into a perspective view. So, which makes leading lines. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, score of 20, rescore of 19, third place.
Nice job.
See how you are?
I feel like even the little off on the upper left, the little cone things, the protectors,
Yes,
you know, the markers, you know what I'm talking about?
yes, I
I
see.
mean, everything I think leads you way back deep in this photograph.
Yes,
It
Right.
takes my eye way back there. It makes me want to know what's down there.
yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's why I'm saying it is more a perspective because everything points to a perspective focal point
Yeah.
on the horizon, right? Versus leading lines. They're all leading you to that focus point. Yes.
Yeah.
I just wish there was something at that point that you could see.
I think there's a little bridge down there. That's that frame kind of thing down there.
Well, that frame, that's what I think. It's probably a bridge, but it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the train already went by. If I was too late. Anyway,
Too late.
At the
Too
station.
late, man.
This is in Waco. This is in Waco, Texas. And I was on the way back from Tennessee with my son. We were driving. We spent the night in Waco. And we were just walking around taking pictures of the magnolia, stuff that's up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I squatted down with my cell phone and took this picture.
I like it.
Turned it into black and white. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Leading down to the river.
Robert?
Robert?
Did we lose you,
Stop
Robert?
yelling at me. I'm just kidding.
You
Sorry.
gotta be the one.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I really dig the perspective here. The leading lines, it doesn't have to be straight. You're going to the side, going down and taking a left. It's really cool because you're at the top looking down and, these stairs or ramp, I can't tell what it is. It looks like a ramp. That definitely leads you down. And B, I don't know if I'd want to step on that because it looks slippery. Anyways, I like the textures. I like the combination of the colors. And I'm assuming that's either stone in the background, more stone. So it really makes the image pop. Who is the maker?
Peter Florsack, score of 20, rescore of 20, second place.
Nice.
Nice, interesting. Where
Nice
is it?
job.
Peter?
It's that same park, Starved Rock, going down to
Yeah,
the
Star
river.
Rock, yeah.
Well, it's an
Mhm.
interesting take on leading lines because it's neither straight nor curved lines. It's kind of a segmented.
Yeah,
Leads your
you
eye
know.
down to the bottom there.
I mean, you did exact. I mean, if I was somebody told me I had to take a picture of leading lines, I'd go take a picture of railroad tracks, right away. That's the first thing that comes to mind. That's what really works. It worked in your case. This was just kind of out of the box.
It's cool though.
Different.
It works.
You know
Nice
what I like about this image? When I'm looking at these stairs, Peter, I literally, I caught myself turning my body the way the rails turn as I was looking into the picture. So that's really interesting to me. I mean,
And by the way, there
I
are
feel like I'm at the
hundreds
top
of
of the
these
stairs
stairs.
and I'm moving my body the way the stairs go.
Hundreds, really.
And it
Hundreds of
doesn't
these
take you
stairs.
to the edge of the photo. It takes you to the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I tried to get all the stairs in, but I just they turn too much.
Yeah,
This is the best I could get.
yeah.
Is
I
there
think
a
it works. I
stream?
think it works.
it does, yeah.
Is there a
Doesn't bother me
stream
at
or a
all.
river down there at the bottom?
Yeah, there's a huge river down there.
Oh, there is.
Oh, I thought that was stone.
Yeah,
No,
it's hard to
the stone's on
tell.
the side.
Yeah, it's early morning again.
Okay.
That's why there's no people on there.
It's wet.
Very cool.
Light and shadow.
Okay, I'm guessing it's my turn. Well, here you go. You've got light and shadows. You've got leading lines. You've got your, your figure adding some interest to the, leading line of the sidewalks. You've got the light post kind of going back into the background. The buildings kind of fading back in there. You've got nice tonal range in here, nice texture. Interesting take on the assignment. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno scores 17.
Interesting.
I like the street lights for me really kind of make it.
Yeah.
I feel like that really draws my eye really back into the middle of this picture.
I think this is a case of having a subject spoil the shot.
Oh, I like that.
Your leading lines can't lead to anything when you've got a figure in the foreground.
I like
You
that.
understand what I'm trying to say?
Oh, sure. It's just a different interpretation.
Right.
Yeah.
Weathered boots.
Wow. Cool.
John?
Oh, this is me?
Yes.
sir.
Sorry, I'm about half asleep. When I looked at this, I first thought that this was out of Willow City Loop, but it's not. Because there's no paved road and solid yellow lines in Willow City Loop. I like the image and I like the lines going, and I know it all leads off down to this curve at the bottom and all that. Image wise, I think it's great. Leading line wise, I think it's great. Composition wise, I think it's great. What bothers me is the highlights.
Yeah.
The highlights are, I can't say blown out, but they really, I would have backed them off a little bit, try to get a little bit more contrast in the boots. I mean, you can really see the different types of boots and how they're set up. And there's a cowboy boot with some waves, and there's another, looks almost like a different kind of cowboy boot. Then this one looks like a golf club head. I'm not sure, but the grass in the front, to me, distracts from the boots. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just the highlights, maybe a little bit of darkening or graduated filter right here to try to take that grass down to show the fence line. Or maybe stand back on the edge of the fence line and shoot down the fence line. It's more of a leading line. Other than that, I think it's good composition. It has the requirements. It's a good picture. Who's the maker?
Myself, score of 18. And it is a graduated darkening on it. This is a lot darker than it was. And most of those boots are just faded out, that they don't have color to them.
Well, no, I understand that. It's just that they're
Yeah, and it was a bright,
they blend into the post, I guess.
and it was a very bright sunny day. So I did tone it down.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Well,
I mean, I tried to
since
do everything that you said to do.
Well, I think since the subject seems to be, the lines going from right to left, the fence posts kind of getting smaller right to left. I'm not sure that the grass detracts from the subject. I think the boots may detract from the subject more. So the boots to me are not the subject, just the leading lines. So the boots are an interesting sidelight there.
Yeah,
But,
interesting effect to the leading lines. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you focus on the leading lines, then your eye just go right to left and just follow it right out there.
Well, one of the ones I'll give you an idea. One of the ones I was going to submit, I took in New Zealand. And it is called the bra fence. And it is a fence that is set up to make a point about breast cancer. And women have gone along over the years and they've hung their bras on this fence. And it's kind of cool as far as the leading line that leads you down to the fence line, leads you down to a building. But I thought that the bras might have distracted from the leading line. So I decided not to include it. And that's what this reminded me of, was that bra fence. So,
Well, Tammy, I think without the boots, you just have a road. You really have no pictures. The boots make the whole image.
make the whole picture, yeah.
What really draws your attention away is the bright grass in the lower
Yeah, yeah.
left-hand side. And I think if you had just done a graduated filter and darkened the grass a little bit, that it would have made the whole rest of the image follow just along with what you wanted. That's really the only thing I see that,
Yeah.
that just that brightness over there drawing your eye to it. And so you can't focus on how cool the boots are following the road. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, and those boots are lined on both sides. And
Right.
Yeah, I
they're
can see
even
that.
in front.
Mhm.
It's actually a place called Boot Hill in Hunt, Texas.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, they're across the street.
And I think that one that you say is looks like a golf club. I think it's a stiletto boot.
It is.
Is it?
I can
Yeah, I
see
guess
the,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is, yeah.
I can see the
Yeah.
stiletto. Yeah.
Looks like a duck. I don't know. I looked at that. See the D. I said
Yeah.
looks like a
I see
D3.
that.
So that's a three wood. No, that's where I know this from is Hunt, because Hunt is where they moved Stonehenge to.
Yeah, close out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you can actually go down this road to get to it. So
Yep.
we actually did a motorcycle ride through there. That's where I see this from. Okay, never mind. Next.
Oh,
Carrying their cross.
wow.
Is it, Robert?
I will take it. Very strong image with the content. Leading lines, I suppose it's using the cross, and of course, with the background, the cityscape or the little town. I believe that's what he's trying to go for with the leading line. As far as it works to meet the criteria, but I think at a very midway level, because the subject matter being the cross, it just not blinds me, but it just tunnel visions me to that particular subject matter. Love the image the way it is, but to me, it meets the criteria. Let's just say that. Okay, who's the maker?
Patrick.
Patrick Murray, score of 20, rescore of 18, honorable mention.
Very nice.
I looked at the guys carrying the cross as the leading lines. Okay, and you got the guys on either side leading back to, and I mean, the whole thing is, this is the procession. I forgot what they call it now, and I wish Patrick was still here.
The passion play.
It's not like the passion play. It's with the Christ walking down the street, right? And he's being followed by the Virgin Mary, which is in the little pavilion on the back. It's got people carrying it behind them, walking down the street on his way to Calvary. And I looked at it as the guys carrying the cross and the guys in the background carrying the Virgin Mary down the street as the leading lines. So, I mean, it is, again, it's like Robert says, it is one of those, it's not really direct leading lines. It's an indirect leading line. You know what I mean?
I think
think it's
the image as a whole is fascinating, but I agree it's hard for me on the leading lines because they're not obvious. I think.
I mean, this is a great,
It's a super interesting image.
yeah, it's a great
It's kind of striking even.
photojournalism shot, really.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It makes me want to know more about these hooded figures.
Absolutely.
I'm a Mexican heritage, but I have no clue about the hooded figures. I get the procession, I understand that aspect of it, but I want to know more, and I can't zoom into the front of the hood. I want to see what it says on.
Yeah, I immediately thought Ku Klux Klan
Yes.
carrying Jesus down the street.
Yeah.
Well, you also, they have the crucifixion on their hoods.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can see the crucifixion there.
Yeah,
So
you can see that, yeah. you can see
these are more like guys hiding their faces. It's almost like you don't want to be shown as the person that's actually doing this. I don't know if there's ghosts or what, but
Mhm.
Ken,
there's
can
all
you
kinds
zoom
of
into the
there's all
shirt?
kinds of interpretations. There's
So who did the image?
Patrick Murray.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, and he's gone.
So
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
so it's
he
an
left.
Ecuadorian thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Ken, can you zoom into the front of that smock or whatever it is where the cross is at? And what?
Senora.
No, guys,
Yeah,
Senor-
Senor de la-
Hermandad de Señor.
Espiritu
Espiritu
Santo
Santo.
Yeah, Holy
de
Spirit something.
Renilo. Yeah, Espiritu
Señor-
Santo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, at the
That
bottom.
doesn't help either.
Parroquia, parish.
Señor is
Spirit,
Lord, I believe.
San
isn't it?
Martin Living
I think that's the name of the church.
Church, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, it's an organization, men's organization, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird.
I guess it's kind of like the Knights of Columbus.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you for zooming.
No problem.
yeah, super interesting.
Oh, that's
Oh, is this one mine?
beautiful.
Florida riverbed.
You
Yeah.
know, I absolutely love this image. I just thought, you know, talk about leading lines with, you know, it looks like bluebonnets on
Yes.
this trail. I've never been any place like this. I would, wherever this is, I would love to go to it. You know, I thought it followed the leading lines perfect, and yet it had all the softness of the flowers and the
Mhm.
different colors and everything. I just thought it was a wonderful image. Who's the maker?
Well, go there next spring.
Yeah, that's in
Yeah.
Kuchenhof.
Where is
Kuchenhof.
it?
It is.
Kuchenhof,
It's in the
yes.
Tulip Gardens. Yeah,
It's
Kuchenhof.
Lukenbach?
yeah,
Kuchenhof. It's right outside of Amsterdam.
yeah.
Oh, outside of Amsterdam.
Really
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
So
there you go.
Trish is the maker,
Yeah,
scored 21, first place.
That
There you
is
go.
fabulous. Looks just
Mhm.
like a
Go,
river.
Trish.
That's
Good.
beautiful.
that's a fabulous image.
That is-
I'll
that's
tell you,
fabulous.
they had planted 2 areas kind of like this. And you have to be really patient to get a good shot, because at
People.
either end, you find a bunch of people standing there with their cameras. And so you really have to be patient to not get a bunch of bodies at one end or the other.
That's
There's a walkway on one end,
beautiful.
there's a walkway on the other end, and there's actually a
Right,
walkway in
Right,
the
and
middle.
it's, yeah. And this particular planting, there's another one that was a little more difficult for bodies. This one was a little easier as far as avoiding bodies, but it was kind of hard to get a shot where you didn't have the railing in front of it. So there's kind of a little roped area to keep people off of, I guess, tiptoeing through the tulips. I don't know, but it's breathtaking. It's
It
really
is. It's fabulous.
Gorgeous.
Parrot tulips, daffodils, and blue hyacinth.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Blue what?
Blue
Hyacinth.
hyacinth.
Oh,
Mhm.
highest.
That's what makes the blue. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
absolutely.
and they're only about 6 inches high, and they're
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
like a carpet.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really something.
Our whole trip through the Netherlands, Kuchenhof was our favorite place.
Ours too. I mean, I felt like, you know, how you were saying, Peter, just to see something like this, I felt like this everywhere I turned at Kuchenhof.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere I looked, I was just gobsmacked. It was so beautiful.
And people, oh my God,
Yeah, yeah, lots of people. Yeah,
lots of people.
yeah, but really beautiful.
That's all, folks.
That
Are
is
we
it.
done?
Oh,
That's it, last one.
All right.
A nice way to finish.
Yeah, very nice.
Beautiful.
Good job, everybody.
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh, we
nice
had
work.
11 people at the meeting tonight. That's really
Pretty
good.
impressive, huh?
Yeah, impressive. I should say.
It was, but the thing of it is, it's the same crew.
Yeah,
Right, it's a-
Well,
you know what?
it's a
So
good
what?
crew. Y'all are good people.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
so what? Yeah, we are where
No,
we are.
I got no complaints. no
Yeah.
Hey
complaints.
guys, you know what I'll say? I'm happy that I'm here. You really encourage me. I'm going to say it now. Next month, I'm gonna have images in the competition.
Woo, woo, woo.
Okay, you
Awesome.
encourage
Bunch of
me.
friends.
You know, when you tell me that stuff, some of your pictures are older, that really encourages me because I feel like I don't have a lot of new work, but I do have images that I'm passionate about, so I'm gonna
There
be
you
there
go.
next month.
All right.
There you
Good.
go.
Well, see, I mean,
girl.
it's,
Great,
Good
Denise.
girl.
Peter and I like to go back to our old images, which were trash, and see if we can fix them up.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing,
Yeah,
and trying
Mhm.
to take old, nasty looking pictures and making them look better.
And they've done well.
Because the new software allows you to do that.
Yeah.
Back
So
in those
next-
days, it was right out of camera. It was not very good.
yeah.
So next month is print, and we're stopping assignment, and we're starting creative,
Creative.
Oh,
Great.
God.
starting in July.
Right? I'm sunk.
I've already got 6 done.
Oh,
Oh, and I'm traveling for the majority of July, so
Oh, and I won't be
Speaking of
here.
that-
Yeah.
that's,
cross your fingers because I'm supposed to be going to Yellowstone. And
Oh,
you
goodness.
probably have all
Yeah,
heard.
it's closed
really-
indefinitely.
Oh,
it's
Well,
closed, why?
Well, south part's open, north part's
Yeah,
closed.
South part is open and that's where the majority of our time is going to be. But we,
Okay.
for the first time, we signed up to meet with a photographer at, ODark 30 to go photograph wildlife. And my guess is that where we were going is the area of the park that is now closed. So that may fall through, but I'm really hoping that we are still going to get to go and that we will still have somewhere to stay. So
Why is a portion closed?
because
Flooded.
they had so much rain, they had flooding, massive flooding, and they had washed roads out, and it's
Wow.
really,
Bridges.
They wash roads, bridges, houses.
oh yeah, yeah, it's
Wow.
really something. Yeah,
They could send some of that down here.
right.
Well, it'll be closed for years.
Yeah,
They don't
parts of
have,
it
they don't
will-
have,
yeah, it'll take
yeah,
a
they don't
very
have
long
that clear
time
yet.
to rebuild some of that.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
looks really bad. When you see the
Yeah.
pictures on the news, it looks really bad.
Well, and I feel like I brought it on us because I've told you guys this before, that every time I go off to a night sky park, we have a full moon. So I was complaining to my husband. I said, guess what? We're going to Yellowstone and we're going to have a full moon once again. And then of course the flooding happens. And I said, boy, I shouldn't have complained about that full moon. I should have been happy to have that full moon and everything would have been just fine. But yeah, my fault, I think. So,
Karma.
I'm gonna have lots of dark skies because I'm going to Colorado and Utah and
Good.
Arizona and New Mexico.
yeah, but are you going at the right time? Because I've been to all those places and every time I've gone, I go.
I'm going in
at the wrong
October,
Time of the month.
Oh,
going in
October.
October, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's cold
Okay.
and the
Perfect. You
skies
have
are clear.
all those
Yeah.
aspens will be yellow, gold and
All
yellow.
the aspens will be golden,
Yeah.
yep, and yellow,
Oh, yeah.
and it just be, hopefully there's not a lot of snow. I know that the Colorado River is like, not doing very good. And
Wow.
Lake Mead is down, what, 37%.
Wow. That's a lot.
And what's the next one down is,
Like Powell.
yeah, Lake Powell is
Yeah,
only 27% full.
yeah, it's bad.
You're
Insane.
talking
They're
about
gonna
Gage, Arizona?
Yeah, they're gonna shut down the dam at Lake
Oh,
Powell.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're gonna start rationing water in Arizona and California and Nevada and
Yeah.
Utah.
They've had like just a small monsoon season last year. And it was the only one in about 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had no water.
But I
Yeah.
decided I'm not planting anything next year because all my stuff is dying now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good trip, John. And
I
you could
hope
just-
so too. And it's gonna be a very expensive one at $6 a gallon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell me
If you're
about it.
lucky, by
Well,
then
if I'm lucky, it'll be $6.50.
Yeah.
That's, no, we're budgeting for 6. We're
Wow.
budgeting for 6. So,
Yeah, by then you
Hopefully.
never know.
well, it's only 3,000 miles. Come on.
Times-
Depending what you're driving.
Well, unless you're on a
3,000
motorcycle, that's,
Yeah, 3,000 miles, four states and 9 national parks.
And uphill.
Ooh, you are living right,
Uphill.
buddy.
Wow.
You are living right.
Yep.
I
Nice.
have a good honey, so.
Me too.
I
So
need
John,
one.
say hi to your sonny, would you?
I will.
Yeah.
Tell her we missed her today.
Oh, yeah. I hope Susie's mom's doing all right.
She got her cast on today and
did
she
see
is
that.
not
That's good.
happy. She's not happy at all.
Yeah,
And we think she's starting to get worse as far as her dementia. And
sure.
I, personally, I don't know if she's gonna make it through this or not.
Yeah. Well, I hope she will.
She's gonna, I mean, in 3 months, they're gonna check her and see if it's healing any. If it is, they'll take the cast off and put her in a brace with a pin brace. But no, since you can't get out of bed, being stuck in bed for 8 weeks, no.
Well, and at her age, the amount of rehab she's gonna need just to be able to move around will be really
Oh,
expensive.
we can't get her to do
It's very
rehab now.
expensive.
She needs rehab before she broke her leg.
Yeah, it'll be expensive. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So-
Hey,
Sounds
it is
like
what
the
it is.
will to live has passed.
Oh, she told, when we took her from the hospital back to her home, she told the driver, just drop her off at the cemetery.
Oh,
So he says we don't go there. So
well,
What's
guys,
the right time to call it a night?
I've got a 30-mile ride in the morning, so remember me while
You
I'm
go,
out there.
girl.
Oh, Denise, go for it.
That sounds awesome. Make
Good
sure
night,
you're
I
nice and
enjoyed
early while
All
it's
right,
cool.
good night.
Night.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
guys.
Sleep tight.
Okay.
see y'all next month.
All
Yeah.
right.
Gotta go
And I
work.
got an early flight
Good.
too, so
All right. Everybody, go ahead. I'm sorry, Peter.
Yeah.
yeah.
Safe travels.
Uh,
Peter.
Anyway,
See y'all
Jack,
later.
safe
Good night.
travels. Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Mhm.
Enjoy Connecticut.
Take care of
Thank
yourself,
you.
Jack. Good night, Ernie.
Jack, be safe.
Good night, all.
Night.
Thank you.
You look especially brown tonight, Robert. It's the lighting, I think.
Yeah, it is.
He's gonna have lights next.
I'm
month.
Mexican.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm backlit, so.
Okay.
All right,
Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, guys.